Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to the Crochet Circle.
Welcome to the fourth and last part of the video tutorial series on how to make a 5-petal crocheted flowers. Now, as you can see, this is done with a bit shifted, let's say it like that, encounter of making the petals. So today we're gonna be doing the same pattern that I already showed you how to use in the previous video tutorial. So the pattern is the same, just the shift of where you begin is a 1 stitch to the left or to the right, whatever you want to call it. Now this is really easy to do. What kind of stitches you will need to know is, for the beginning, I'm using a magic ring, then I'm using some single crochet stitches to go up to 10 stitches, and then I'm using a slip stitch, chains, double crochet stitches done in the front loops only of the base, and then for the back loops only of the base I'm using again slip stitch, chains, double crochet stitches, triple crochet or treble crochet stitches, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, that's it. That's the whole process of how to make the crochet flower. So I think we can now just begin. Now let's begin with the fourth flower of this series. Again, I'm gonna begin with a magic ring, yarn twice around my thumb. I go in with my crochet hook and grab the yarn and make a chain 1. Now I need to do 5 single crochet stitches, so that's 1, 2, 2, I'm still on 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I need to close up the magic ring. Okay, and to go for the base from 5 to 10, what I have to do is, in each of the 5 single crochets of the first round, I need to do an increase. An increase is just 2 single crochet stitches in the same stitch. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10. To join invisible, cut the yarn, pull the yarn through. I'm just closing up the magic ring a bit more. Now here's my needle. And what I have to do is, I don't go into the first stitch, I skip this one and I go into the next one. And then I go back to where I came from, so I came from this stitch and I go back here. Because the sewing stitch nicely overlaps the stitch that we skipped. And because of that, you get a perfect circle. How cool is that, right? Okay, so all I'm gonna do now is just go with my needle till the middle, and then at the end, once it's gonna be finished, and I'm just gonna then make a knot there. Now that the base is done, I'm gonna start with the petals. Again, this is gonna be 2 tiers. That means first row is gonna be done in the front loops only. So in the front loops, this is the front loop and this is the back loop. Front loop, back loop. So the first row is gonna be done in the front loops only. Just remember that. Now I go in and I do a chain of 2. So that's 1, 2. Now the next stitch, front loop only of course, is gonna be 3 double crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2 and 3. Chain of 2 and a slip stitch into the next stitch, again front loop only, so front loops only. Chain of 2, 3 double crochet stitches in the front loop only. As you can see, I'm grabbing just the front loops only because in the back loops I'm gonna be doing another set of petals. Chain of 2, front loop only, slip stitch, chain of 2, front loop only, 3 double crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain of 2, slip stitch in the front loop only, chain of 2, 3 double crochet stitches in the front loop only. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain of 2. Now in the front loop only, a slip stitch, chain of 2, in the front loop only, 3 double crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 3, chain of 2, and I join it in the front loop of the beginning with a slip stitch and cut the yarn. Now this is the first row done. Don't worry if you're scared because of the huge holes that are made. I still need to do the back loops and they will disappear once doing the back loops. Let's see now for the next pink for the flower. Now you just have to be a little careful here where you start, because if you remember in the previous one we overlapped the petals. In this one the petals are gonna be shifted, so I'm just gonna go in and find the stitch where I made the petals, and this is gonna be where I'm gonna be making my slip stitch now, because I want it to be one stitch to the left or to the right. There are only 2 stitches, so it doesn't matter how you want to call it. And I'm gonna do a chain 2. So in the same stitch as the petal was on the first row, you do the slip stitch. And now in the next stitch, a double crochet stitch, 3 triple crochet stitches or 3 treble crochet stitches, whatever you want to call them, as long as when you're crocheting you do yarn twice around your crochet hook. So that's 2 and 3. Another double crochet stitch, chain of 2, and a slip stitch into the next back loop stitch. Now have in mind that there are only back loops left, so you don't have to worry that much about it. So now I'm gonna go with the chain of 2, and in the next stitch a double crochet stitch, 3 triple crochet stitches, so yarn twice around your crochet hook and do it 3 times. Another double crochet stitch, chain of 2, and a slip stitch into the next stitch. Don't split the yarn like I did. And that's it. Chain of 2, 3, no, I do a double crochet stitch, 3 triple crochet stitches in the same stitch, another double crochet stitch, chain of 2, and a slip stitch into the next stitch, back loops, chain of 2. Again, I am folding the front loops petals towards me, so I see the where I need to work in, so I can see easily the back loops. So that's now a triple crochet stitch. I already did a double crochet stitch, so that's 3 triple crochet stitches, a double crochet stitch, chain of 2, and a slip stitch into the next stitch, chain of 2, into the next stitch, a double crochet stitch, 3 triple crochet stitches, so that's 1, 2, 3, a double crochet stitch, chain of 2, and join it in the back loop of the next stitch. Cut the yarn, pull the yarn through. Of course, I need to make a knot and sew in all the loose ends, but just for now, for you to see how it looks, this is the flower, the pattern for the next flower. I hope you enjoyed the video. As you saw, this is the difference. This one has a line, this one has just one stitch off. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you actually enjoyed the whole video tutorial series of all the 4 flowers. If you did, let me know. If you have any questions, I will gladly try to answer in the comment box below. And until the next time, I'm gonna say happy crafting!